We love cake so much we decided to make it a full-time business. For me, Sammy.
And me, Bronya.
Join us on our journey of discovery as we meet fellow cake professionals, artisan cake makers and home bakers who will give tips and advice on the Business of Cake Making podcast, glitter included.
Follow us on Instagram and listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, Podbean, or wherever you listen to your podcast. Sign up to our newsletter and visit the blog at daisycakecompany.co.uk. Hello.
Hello, Bronya. How are you?
I'm very, very well. How are you?
I'm very well as well.
I haven't spoken to you forever. Forever and ever and ever.
Yes, and I'm at my sister's today, so somewhere different.
So if anyone listened to last week's and heard the chaotic 2.5 minutes at the end, that hasn't been resolved, has it?
No, hopefully tomorrow.
Right.
A fibre optic company.
That issue is ongoing.
Oh.
It'll be fine. This time next week, it'll be fine.
Yeah. I hope so. Because I can't connect to my printer. I've run out of order forms.
Isn't it mad? Your printer is right there and your computer is right there.
Yeah.
And they can't talk to one another.
No.
It's just nuts, isn't it?
And I've tried all sorts. It's just like the computer says no.
Oh, so frustrating.
Yeah, never mind. Tomorrow, mind you, I'm going away for the weekend.
Yeah,
so Monday. Care. No. As long as it works. So we sorted. So what are we talking about today, Bronya?
So today, I can't believe we haven't done this actually. When I thought about this, I'm like, I'm sure we must have done this, but we haven't. And it's an incredibly important topic to talk about.
Yes.
And we are notoriously bad at it.
Yes.
Saying no.
Just say no.
Just say, yeah. That's a generation thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Say no. Just say, yeah. So saying no. Why you should say no, why you should learn to say no, when you should say no, how to say no.
Yeah, how to say no politely and professionally.
Yes. And so I am better at it now than I ever was. But when I had the shop, I was shocking. You used to tell me to say no when I had the shop, because we would have like a stack of orders and you'd go, we can't do anymore. We just can't do anymore. And I'd be like, but I've got to get money and I've got a rent to pay. We'd take everything and anything.
Yeah. But taking stuff on, like just saying yes, can actually cause you to give refunds because your work's shit.
So I mean, like, the first thing I've got at the top is that saying no is empowering. It's really empowering for you and your business. And
I like that word.
It empowers you.
Yeah. I've written so many notes.
See, we're really rubbish at it, but look how many notes you've written.
Yeah. I think it's because my writing's so big.
Oh, okay, that's all right then.
Absolutely. Okay, so
I mean, as cake makers, we're real people pleasers, aren't we? That's what we do. Yeah. We're making cakes to make people happy. We want people to go, oh, it's lovely, it's wonderful. And we're just naturally, as a group of people, we're not good at saying no. But for your business, it's so important.
It is, and I think that this is something I've learned. Sometimes I get it wrong, but if you know your workload, so when someone phones up and says, hello, Sammy, it's Barbara. Remember you made my wedding cake and my christening cake and my Easter cake. And you're like, oh, hello. And she's like,
you've come back to me. You've come back.
So I've got this date for me, the 14th of June. I've had so many inquiries.
Why does that happen? Can you remember that week at the shop
in
that
August.
We had? Oh, so many cakes. And they weren't just normal cakes either, were they?
They were all intricate.
I had to go on a ferry for one of them for starters.
Yes.
Anyway, sorry.
A way to... So normally I'd go, oh, yes, Barbara, I can do your cake because I'm so happy that my customers come back to me again. But in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, my God, the 14th of June. I think that's a bad day. But if you have your calendar and you've been organised and you all your paperwork's up to date, not necessarily up to date, but, you know, so that you know.
Yeah, you know what your schedule is.
Yeah. So I use Google for my calendar. Is that the one you use? You don't use
yes. Yeah.
So you've got it on your phone, you've got it on your laptop.
Well, no matter where you are, you will have Google Calendar. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can log in or
and
click a button. Just see
and there it is.
And it is so handy keeping it.
Yeah. Definitely.
It helps you not make snap decisions where you go, yeah, I'll do it, when you should be saying no.
No,
Barbara.
No, Barbara, not this time. Right, so I've got a list of why you should say no. Why should you say no in your business? And the first one that I've got is it adds stress and anxiety.
Oh my God.
If you don't say no, you just go yes, like the I've already got too much on my plate, let's just say yes again. You get so stressed and so anxious. Or if you take on a cake that you know you can't do or you shouldn't be doing because it's out of your skill set, you just get so stressed about it. And
I don't know about you. Well, I think you're a bit like me, actually. If it is something you don't want to do, you then tend to put it off until the last minute.
Yeah.
And then that just adds to more stress.
See, actually, something else that I saw something say that saying no reduces resentment. And that's another thing, that if you take something on that you don't want to do, you start really resenting the fact that you're doing it.
That cake. It shows. I've definitely said this before. If you hate the cake, it shows in the workmanship.
Cakes no if you don't like them. They really do. Yeah. So saying no reduces resentment, and it limits. The other one that we said, it limits regret. I like that.
Yeah, I like that as well. Oh, dear.
Limits regret. So. When should we say no? For first off, when you're fully booked.
Yeah, definitely. So, on this week of 14th of June and the following week, I've got practically a cake every single day, and I put
through a podcast interview into the mix as well, didn't I?
Oh yeah, but that's different.
that's fine.
And it's on a Monday, so that's okay. But so I had a cake. I've got a cake practically, and some days I've got two cakes practically every single day. And then I had a cake for the one of the days which hasn't got a cake. And I had to sit back and look at all of this work that I've got and think, do I want to add to my stress adding another cake, even though it would be one, but it means I've said no to it so that I can take a breather to make sure, it's kind of like in the middle of the week, to make sure that I'm together for the other cakes.
The thing is, even though you haven't got a cake going out on that day, you can be working on your other cakes and give you a bit more time for those.
I will be. And it made me feel good. It was empowering.
There you go. See, another time that I think you should say no, and this takes quite a while, I think, to grasp it, is that when it's not something you do, when it's not your style, when it's not your thing, and it takes quite a while to learn what your thing is and what you're good at and what you can't do and what you don't like. I think what you don't like doing. I think that's the real thing. Because if you say yes, then you're resentful of it.
Yeah.
But I know that I've taken cakes in the past and I've gone, yeah, I can do that. And I'm like, I hate doing those. And it's in the back of my head going, I hate doing those. But you're just thinking, well, I need the money. But
sometimes it's not worth it.
No. And say another cake came along that I really did like doing, and then I suddenly said yes to this other cake that I'm going to hate doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to be resentful. And I'm going to hate it, and it's going to look a mess.
So this is why when you said this podcast, it made me think, oh, is it because I said about those 2 cakes I did the other day? Because I did 2 cakes. I'm sure I told you 2 wedding cakes the week that I was moving.
The week you were moving.
And
no, it wasn't because of that, but yeah, go on.
So the first one was amazing. It was just my scene, it was beautiful. Everybody was happy.
Yeah.
So, but the second cake was out of my comfort zone, but I felt that it was something that I could achieve.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
Could you have achieved it had you not been moving house?
No, I don't think I could have.
Okay, fair enough. All right, be honest about it.
And when I set up at the venue, I showed my sister a picture of the cake and she did laugh.
Rude.
Yeah. So, yeah. What you need to do in these circumstances when you get asked to do something that isn't your remit, is that the right word? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is to have someone else that can do it.
Yes.
Because
I've got that written down too. Yeah.
Because so the customers come to you and you can't do this cake. You go back to them, they're going to think, whoa, what a nice cake maker.
Yeah.
Recommending someone else,
because if you just cut them down, because you want them to come back to you for other cakes, which they might not do once they've been somewhere else. But I mean, I know. So I think just halfway down the road from where I live, literally in my road, there is a lovely cake maker called Tammy, and she is gluten intolerant. She can't eat gluten, so she is amazing at gluten-free cakes. Absolutely incredible at them, because that's what she does. That's who she is. So if I ever have people come to me and say, can you make a gluten-free cake? Well, yeah, I probably can, but I'm not great at them. So I always go, the best thing to do is go to Tammy. She's an expert in it. She's the one that you need to go to for that gluten-free cake. Yeah. And it stops me stressing about, oh my God, I've got gluten in my kitchen. It's going to be a mess. It's going to fall apart. It's going to be all, but I've still offered a service, isn't it?
That's
it's that offering that service to someone.
Yeah. And so I have this customer that comes to me every year. She is horrible. I really don't like her. And this year, when she rang, I didn't answer her call to start off with. And then I wanted to talk about this, but I'm going to throw it in now. She started phoning me at 7:00 at night. Because this is the type of person that she is. Right.
Yeah.
So I ignored it again. She never leaves a message to say what she's calling for. She just expects me to answer. Yeah. So I didn't, because it's 7:00. It was 7:20, and I'm like, I'm not answering. It's I'm not working, and she would have known that.
Yeah.
And the next day, I messaged her saying, "Hi, sorry, I wasn't free to take your call, but I wasn't at work. Did you want a cake?" And knowing that I don't like her, I checked my dates, and it was the 15th of June. So I couldn't have done it anyway. But I was like, I'm not going to do this cake. I'm going to say no. I'm fully booked, whatever. But I was fully booked.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I have recommended her to another cake maker, not someone another. No, I've recommended her to a cake maker.
Not someone I don't like.
No, I do like her. She's a really good cake maker, but she won't take any sass. She won't take any, go on, give me a discount. What's the best you can do?
Yeah.
Oh, none of that. Yeah. So
Good. So you've passed her on to someone that's probably stronger than you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And hopefully she won't ever come back to me.
See, I had, when I first moved back up here, someone asked me to make a cake and deliver it in the middle of the night.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember? Which I did. I kind of went, oh, do you know what? That sounds like quite fun. I was on because Jules was off working somewhere. I went, yeah, that's quite fun. I'll do that. And then she kept coming back. And she kept asking me to do cakes that they were cakes with photos on. I don't do picture. And they were like family photos, like masses. Can you do that lovely looking cake and then put 15 photos on it for me? And I'm like, that's not really my thing. Oh, just for me. So I think I did 3 of their cakes. And then after that, she just kept badgering. And I said, look, I've told you this isn't the cakes that I do. This is, I'm doing these because you came to me that one time, but I'm not doing them anymore. And she did go somewhere else, but it was really hard because it's like, she was a really good payer. You know, she would pay for it, but like,
sometimes it's just not worth it.
No. And she was difficult with it as well. That was the other thing. Is that she was. I remember the first one that I delivered in the middle of the night. Halfway through, she phoned because she was in Canada, and her boyfriend was in Epsom, and she phoned me and said, "Can you send me a picture of the cake?" Yeah. So I sent her a picture of the cake halfway through, and she made me change it halfway through. And I'm like, why did I even do that? But that kind of set that relationship of me with her, of me doing anything she wanted. Yeah. And then I had to kind of backtrack and get out of it. Whereas I should have said right then, no, that's the design you want. Yeah. That's what you've approved.
Because, and this has happened to me as well. And I did actually have to give a bit of a refund.
Oh, really?
Because the customer phoned up and said, what time should I come get the cake? Tomorrow. And I went, no, you're not due to get it until Saturday. He says, oh, no, I have to get it tomorrow. The party's tomorrow. Da, da, da. So I did it earlier. So consequently, the cake was not great.
Well,
he grabbed the cake, got in the car, drove off, and drove like a tit. But it was partly his fault, partly my fault. Yeah. And the woman phoned me up and she said, I used to be a cake maker. Why did you say yes? Why didn't you say, why didn't you wait until the Saturday and say, no, I can't move it? But that again is a case of me not being able to say no.
Yeah. It's and all this, when you look at all this, it's all about boundaries. It's all about knowing what your boundaries are and setting your boundaries. So if you're comfortable with your own boundaries, you're happier to talk to your client about your boundaries, and it sets that relationship from the very start. You know, you're saying that you've passed this other lady on to someone is harder than you. Yeah. Yeah. And so therefore she will set those boundaries because she's got them. She'll set the boundaries, and that client relationship from the very start will be easier to manage. Whereas with the ones that we're talking about, we've already fallen down, and now we're trying to clamber back the shit that we've created.
Whilst they've got their big size 10s and they're going, get down.
And it's
what we want.
But the first thing you did, actually, I'm very impressed that you did. I'm very, very impressed. 7:00, not working after 7:00. Yeah. Yeah. And that's your boundary that you set. That's your red line. I don't work after 7:00. Come back tomorrow.
Yeah. And you can tell if it's a customer, because if it's somebody you know, that their name will come up on your phone. Yeah. Yeah. And but you should always save your customer. When your customer phones up, you've never spoken to them before, they say, hi, my name's Barbara.
Who is this Barbara?
I know. She's random. Save her name straight away.
So that's very clever.
Barbara, the date she wants the cake, and the style of cake. Yeah. So even if she has that cake and phones you back 5 more times for other cakes, you'll always remember. And you can go to, oh, Barbara, yes, you had that blah, blah, blah cake.
You're so good.
Yeah. Wow.
So in your phone, have you got lots of like Barbara,
oh my God, so many.
Buttercream cake, that sort of thing?
Yeah. Here's another one. Agnes 2 tier. She got out comes up.
Like I work at a coffee shop. I'm a manager of a coffee shop, right? And on Thursdays we have rock choir in. So we've got like hundreds and hundreds of people coming through, and they order really quickly and they expect their drinks really, really quickly. And they all have lattes, and you'd always have lattes, except for Sue. She has a flat white, right? And she is known as Flat White Sue.
Yeah.
She's Flat White Sue. That's it.
If you had her on your phone, she'd be known as Sue Flat White. So yeah.
That's genius.
Yeah. Shall I read some of my contacts out to you?
Go on then. Go on.
Adam, different wedding cake. Agnes, 2-tier, purple. Alex, logo ship cake. Amber, Land Rover.
That's amazing.
Andy and Pam, 13th of August. I do it for everything.
So when you pick up the phone and you're having a conversation, you go, "Oh yeah, because that last cake I did for you, that like." So you like prompted by it.
Yeah, it helps with customer, whatever it's called.
Genius. Yeah. Genius.
Or like you would say, your plasterer. It's Jay the plasterer. You know, I do it. Oh, here we go. My sister, Martin, Katie's latest fella. She's dumped him.
Sorry, Martin. I'm sure you're lovely.
So I do it to the majority of numbers on my phone have always gone, you know.
But do you also have so I guess you know who's phoning, so you know if it was someone that you didn't like, because when a customer relationship, when it's a bad customer relationship and you don't want to do it again, when you get caught out, because I know there was someone at the shop that we used to get caught out with every single time, because she used to walk through the door. Can you remember she used to walk through the door and she used to pay for her friends' cakes?
Oh, I know, yes. Jewellery, black hair, cruise ship.
Yeah, and we just used to get caught out every single time because she walks through the door. But I guess if you're like forearmed with that knowledge of who you're answering the phone to or who you're getting your email from, then at least it's easier to deal with that barrier.
Oh, so I've written about this, but where's my note? Turn it over. So when they WhatsApp you or they send you a messenger and they want that answer, it's 8:00 at night, and they want to know, can you do Johnny's birthday cake for Barbara? Can you do it? And you're like, it's fucking 8:00 at night. Yeah. So you would go, excuse my language, sorry.
You know, I have to put explicit on every single one of these that we do.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Hang on, where is it? Here we go. So you put something like this. Thanks for your message, your query, blah, blah, blah. As soon as I get to work in the morning, I will check my diary, etc. Thanks, Sammy. So you're making that fact. You're saying, no, I'm not answering your message now. I'm not at work.
That's your boundary. You're setting your boundary out.
Yeah.
Right so there.
I'm quite forgetful. And
and once that message is gone and been read, I'm never reading it again.
So what you have to immediately do once you've read that message and answered is mark it as unread.
Yes.
So that when you go back in the morning, you can answer them, sorry, no, piss off. But, you know, so that helps you remember.
Yeah, I am notorious, and I think probably a lot of people are actually do this. I tell myself a lot of people do it, but that's because you've got a lot of stuff going on in your brain. So you read a message. The amount of times I read a message in my head, I've replied, and I never have. That's right. That's why I have messages unmarked, unread. I go back and do it immediately. Yeah. So it has really helped me be more professional. And even if you just say, you're going to say no to this person, if you lead your answer with positivity, say it with a statement like, thank you so much for your inquiry, but no, I can't do your cake. Or it would be so, I use this line a lot.
it would be so lovely to make your cake. I love this design, but on this occasion, I'm fully booked.
Yeah.
So you,
Be nice. Don't just go straight in with a sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then follow up with if you want them to come back to you again, follow up with something like, on this occasion, I can't make your cake, but hopefully next time, if you need a cake, please think of me.
Yeah.
So they're thinking, well, she's so nice.
Yeah. See, because I don't make wedding cakes anymore. And I can't tell you how many wedding cake inquiries I've had. So I'm not making wedding cakes anymore, but the amount of people that have inquired, and I always start with congratulations on setting your wedding day. I'm really excited for you, but no, I'm not making your cake.
Yeah.
No, it's because it's just polite, isn't it? It's just manners.
And sorry, it's all about me. So, when you're saying no, don't lie. Don't
lie.
Don't sugarcoat your excuses to be ambiguous, which I thought was a big word.
Offer a massive explanation.
I don't like written that as well. Because it can lead to miscommunication as well by doing that.
Yeah.
Have a nice, clear, direct no.
Yeah, no. So the other thing that I've got is don't lie because you'll feel guilty.
Yeah, especially if you bump into them in the street. Because sometimes you do. You meet your people and they're like, oh, Sammy, you made my cake.
You'll come unstuck because you'll forget your lies, but then you'll feel guilty because you've lied to someone, and then that creates anxiety. And just make it easy by just don't lie, and don't offer. You don't have to explain yourself. So there's things that I say. So like, I'm really sorry, I don't do cakes like that. That's just not my style. Or I'm fully booked if I am fully booked. I don't think I can do that cake justice. No, like a gluten-free cake, like a vegan cake. I don't think I can make something that you'd actually really enjoy. I think you should try this person instead. Just be honest, but don't ring yourself up in a big knot of explanation because they don't want to hear it anyway.
No, definitely not.
When else do you say? Right, so I've got a list of times when I say no to cakes. All car cakes. Never do a car cake. Not once.
Never. So I've done some brilliant car cakes, but I've also done some shit car cakes.
You have done some brilliant car cakes. You did some brilliant car cakes at the shop, actually.
Yeah.
No, I just would never do. It's just one of my red lines.
So I'm a 50-50. Depends on the customer as well.
I'm also models. I don't do models. Or if I send them a picture of the type of model I can make, which is really basic, if they want anything more than that, no. Because we've all seen my Tinkerbell and Rapunzel, and it's not pretty. Ugliest Rapunzel ever. With really short little legs.
But her eyes were amazing.
Yeah, looked like she'd gone 10 rounds with Tyson Fury. Another time that I always go on.
Painted cakes.
Oh, do you not like painted? I like painted cakes.
So, but you can paint. I'm more of a hands girl.
Oh no, but you've done that sunflower.
Because that was kind of like modern. That whole. I'm not detailed, which is where I went wrong with that cake that my sister laughed at.
Oh. You're going to have to show me a picture of that. You really are.
No.
Really are.
It was wonky. It was like, what is going on? I ganashed it. I did everything properly. It was just the cake gods were going, no, you mustn't do this cake.
I smite you in your cake.
Yeah. So silhouette cakes.
Yeah, no, I know you won't ever do silhouette cakes ever again. You did an amazing silhouette cake.
Oh, I know. But the silhouette, the one that was the nail in the coffin, quite literally, was when my mum died, and I did a silhouette cake. It was cake number 2. So I did cake number 1, which was awful. Cake number 2 was silhouette, but cake number 3 was flowers, and it was beautiful. So bloody COVID.
Knowing your boundaries, knowing your skill sets, knowing what you did at.
Yeah.
Another thing that I would also say about is understanding other people's tactics.
Yeah.
So things like pricing. So when someone says, like price comparisons, well, such and such down the road, she's going to do it for 30 quid less.
Yeah, well, she can go
fall for it. Yeah,
No.
don't fall for that. Almost expect people to say it. So then you can say, no, this is my price. No, this is my deal. This is what I do. Understand the tactics that are coming and the way that people are going to try and knock you about.
And I've been let down by my cake maker.
Yeah.
No, they haven't.
No, you just haven't booked it.
Yeah.
Right. Is that all of my times when I say no?
I'm going through my list. It makes me laugh when we do this.
It's to my list. We have done research. We have done research.
Yeah.
Sometimes, there are times when if a cake's not my style, but I know it's going to be really easy to make, and I've got spare room, then I'll do it. If I'm confident that I can do it, even though I don't like it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because like drip cakes, you can just knock them out. You don't have to put it on your website.
Yeah. So it might be that something that you're not feeling the love for it, and if you're fully booked, then you won't take it. But if you're like got a bit of a gap, could do with the money, actually you can do it. It won't take you that long. Fine.
Yeah.
But okay. Right.
I think that's everything. I've got we've done setting boundaries.
We have done setting boundaries. The other thing, saying no doesn't make you a bad person.
No, it doesn't. And
it just means you're protecting who you are, you know? You're protecting yourself.
Like you get, oh my God, I've got to say no. I say no. You say no. Oh, and you feel better. It's like phoning sick to work.
It's the thought of it is more. It's empowering, you know.
Yes,
that's it.
It makes you feel more confident and less of a pushover.
Yeah. Another thing that I've got written down is, and this goes with like the tactics, is other people's problems aren't a reason for you to put yourself out.
No, that's
just because they haven't ordered a cake, or just because they've transported a cake badly and it's fallen apart, it's not your fault. You don't have to do it because it's their problem, not yours.
I stood my ground the other day when somebody was trying to get a refund on a cake that they damaged, and they were saying it was my fault.
You telling me about that,
And I said no, as per my T's and C's, no. And I did. I was like, I'm right. I'm not giving in. I'm not, because normally I would give a refund so easily. Yeah.
And it's their problem. It's their problem, and they're trying to put their guilt onto you to try and get money off. And it's not your. Yeah. You know.
Can I just do a top tip?
Oh, top tips.
Because I delivered a cake to London recently.
Yes.
And the customer was very rich.
Right.
And fussy.
Right.
But I got a parking ticket.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Which I paid
60 quid.
65.
Yeah.
City of Westminster.
Yeah.
And so it meant I haven't really made any money because I had a pizza up there as well.
65 quid, that's your profit on a cake, let's face it.
Yeah. So because of the customer, blah blah blah, I can't come back to her and say I got a ticket because of you. So put it in your T's and C's. If you deliver a cake and the customer, there's no parking, or you have to return due to a customer being fussy, even though the cake was as per specification, they are responsible for any fines that you get. Yeah. Or if you get a ticket, because I asked if there was parking and they said yes, but it was next to Buckingham Palace. So there was no parking. they said, yes, park outside.
Yeah, Horse Guards Parade. You park on there, be fine. But no one noticed.
One of those big red lines. If you stop on it, you get an immediate thingy.
Because they've got cameras. They've got cameras for red lines. Yeah.
So, say.
So I had to deliver a cake to the city of London, right in the city. So, like the small windy roads in the city of London.
Yeah.
And it was to a really nice venue, and I knew where the venue was. And I turned up, and I had to pay congestion charge, which I'd passed on to the client. And when I turned up, they were digging the road up directly outside the venue. So I couldn't park directly outside. So they had said to me, pull up, run in, tell the staff, they'll come out and help you with the cake, and that'll be that. I couldn't do that because that day they decided to literally dig the road up for ages. So I had to pull up miles back and phone the staff I think I was trying to phone, I couldn't, and I had to run down the road. And I knew that if anyone saw my car, I would instantly get a ticket. And I saw the bride and groom that day. I did see the bride and groom because they turned up late. It was just it was one of these. It was quite chaotic. It was quite a chaotic wedding, and the cake was ordered quite late. And I did say to them, I had to park on double yellows down the road. I don't know whether I was caught or not. I wasn't, thankfully, but that could have been another 65. And it's like, what
little
do you
things
do?
like that?
Yeah, because that wipes out your profit on a cake.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah. I charged an adequate amount of travel because they were from Southampton to London, and I charged the congestion charge.
Yeah, but if there's tolls or anything like that.
Yeah, parking fee. Yeah. Anyway.
And it's like that time. It's like that time that I took the cake across the ferry. I don't think we realised there was a ferry involved, and I had to pay for that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
here we go.
So I've got the last thing that I've got written in capital letters is be firm, polite, but selfish.
Yeah, I like that.
Because it's your business. It's your, they're not running your business for you.
Yeah.
They're not looking after your mental health for you.
Follow your policy.
Yeah.
Your own policy. We've said this before, but it's your company.
Yeah.
It's your policies.
Your business. It's your boundaries.
It'll make you feel good.
Yeah. It's empowering.
Be like Brian from Timbershore. I'm just making these up. Here we go now. I'm not cutting that like that. Just be like that.
Because, it's your business. Just say no. Just learn to say no. It's empowering. You will feel better for it. You will have less anxiety. You'll have less guilt. You'll have less stress. It's just better for you, and it protects you. You're just protecting yourself. So, right.
Okay.
It's
time for product of the week. Product of the week. Bum bum bum. Product of the week.
You've changed it.
Today, it's a special day. I'm in a different place.
There you go. Right, you go first. This might be a repetition, but you go first.
It is a repetition. So on the last podcast, I did a product of the week, but as we know, I had internet problems.
It was very, very very quick product of the week last time. But yeah. So
it's Sugar Flare Colours Edible Glitter Dust. Gold. So I am, do you know, like the kids say in their podcasts or on their TikToks, I'm so obsessed with this product.
I'm obsessed.
I love it. I love it. Here we go. I'm going to open it up. So it does look like glitter, but if you put it with some of the alcohol, I forgot what it's called. Menopause moment,
rejuvenated fluid stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
you can use it on chocolates. It adds glitz and glam to cakes, cupcakes, cakesicles, donuts, cookies, and so much more. And chocolate, and it adds a sheen of dust to you, so you glitter as well. The pot is 10 grams.
So your whole house is glittery. I can imagine the whole house being glittery.
So so it is glitter, but so I had to do a cake with golden balls on it. The different sizes of golden balls, and
Yes.
I had run out of all because I've moved. Everything's upside down. I didn't have the nice shimmer gold,
Yeah.
so I used this and put it on with the brush, and the glitter kind of came off, even though it had that little shimmer. But it was perfect. It just looked beautiful, really quite expensive looking as well. So Sugar Flare on the cake decorating company is at £3.56 at the moment.
Wow.
It's
Bargain.
really good, and it lasts for ages. I just love it. Love it. I love glitter, and I love this product.
Oh God. So mine is a lemon squeezer.
Oh,
right.
I love it.
It's amazing. Right. So, most lemon juicers, you like push your lemon down onto the juicer, or you've got, I used to have one of those wooden like things that you core out the middle of your lemon. So this is like, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how would you just.
It's a tool.
It looks like a pair of scissors, but so what you do is it's in two parts with a hinge and a ball at one end.
Yeah.
And you put your half a lemon in there, or lime in there, and then you squeeze the top over, and it squeezes the lemon out, the juice out.
That's ingenious, isn't it? Where did you get that from?
This is from Amazon. This was $11.99 on Amazon, my one. I first came across them when I worked in the pub about 5 years ago, and that's how they used to squeeze lemons. And it didn't occur to me, because when they were doing like cocktails, and that's how they would squeeze lemons and limes and that. And it didn't really occur to me that it's a lemon juicer. Just didn't really think about it. And I make a lot of lemon cakes for my shed, and I just got really bored of squeezing the lemon. Yeah. So I bought myself a lemon squeezer. It's got holes in the bottom.
Do they do other colours, or is it all yellow? I like the yellow.
Most of them seem to be yellow. So if you just look just look up lemon squeezer or lemon juicer, and it's like a big pair of scissors type thing. Yeah. Mine's got another green one in for a lime.
I hate lime.
Yeah. So that is mine. I think mine was $11.99 from Amazon, but you can get them more expensive. You can get them cheaper. This one's really heavy. It's quite sturdy, quite heavy.
It looks like it's a lasting product.
Yes. I feel confident that it's not going to break. And it is metal, as you can hear. It is. Yeah, it is.
Because I thought it was plastic, but that's
no. So it's like a powder coated. It's got like an enamel powder coating on it. So it is metal.
I like that. That would make a nice present, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And if you're making cocktails, it's quite good as well.
Yeah.
And I did chocolate orange cake the other day, and I managed to get half an orange in there as well.
So I've been doing this girl's cake since she was 9. Right. She turned 16 this year.
Wow.
And she always has orange cake with orange curd.
Oh, do you have to make the orange curd yourself, or do you buy it?
Yeah. No, I've always made it.
Wow.
So
orange curd.
Yeah.
Well, I made chocolate orange cake, and our chocolate cake recipe with lots of milk.
Yeah.
I took out the milk and put orange juice instead.
Oh, was it nice?
It was really good. Really, really good. And obviously orange zest as well.
Yeah. I've been using... God, we've gone off on a tangent, haven't we?
Whatever. As long as it's cake. I've
forgotten what it's called. Orange oil. An essential oil.
Yeah.
But this is a food safe one from...
because you can get lemon oil as well, can't you?
Yeah. I did a Terry's chocolate orange.
Oh.
And just chocolate. And I used the oil in it. And it was so good.
See, I'm not a big chocolate orange fan, but hey. I'll give
Do you
anything a
know?
go.
Do you know what? I am. I love it.
Things with chocolate, Terry's chocolate orange, I will happily eat a whole chocolate orange, but not really enjoy it. But if it's there, it's there and open, I eat it. I'm not
mint matchsticks. Yummy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and toffee.
Oh, yeah, that's a special treat.
I had someone the other day call them toffees.
Really?
It was on an Instagram post and they called it a toffee. And I'm like, what? What? Anyway, we digress.
Okay. All right. So, moral of the story is just say no.
No. Just say no. We are so showing our age.
All right.
Right. Okay.
Oh, am I too early?
No. Never too early, darling.
Bye. Love you all.